Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. How are you all doing? Great. That's very good. Yes, I'm also good. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. And welcome to your social studies class. This is our first lesson of week number 18, right? So, in today's class, we will be learning a very interesting topic. Why it is interesting? Because it will basically tells us about that what is the difference between something which is real and the model of it, right? So the topic which is written on the board is, or the topic name is, that models are small, right? So first we will learn about this, that what are models, how they are small, what are the differences between the model and the real thing, and then we will discuss that what is the importance of this topic or why we are studying this topic, right? You know that every topic, I have told you this many times before as well, that when we started with our social studies classes, I told you that social studies is basically social science. In this we learn about all of the societal processes, all of the societal things. It is related to our social life, what is going on in our life and around us, right? So in the social life, let's say we learn about what about myself, we learn about the neighbors, we learn about the country, we learn about the school, we learn about the home, right? All of these things, these are the societal institutions which are being linked to us, right? Then we learned about the different professions which are being around us. Let's say somebody is doctor, somebody is engineer, somebody is teacher, somebody is pilot. So all of these things are, or all of these people are in our society. So we should be know this, we should be have knowledge about this, that if somebody is doing this profession, we call it as a pilot. Or let's say if somebody is a doctor, so what are his duties, right? So all of these things are related to our society, related to our social life. So that is why we learned all of this. Now when we talk about models are small, I'll tell you that how this topic is related to our social life and why it is important to learn this, right? Okay, so let me show you the model, acute model, and then you are supposed to, then we will introduce each other with that, right? So before starting the activity, I want to ask you that please tell me, when I use the word model, what comes in your mind? Or what do you understand by this term? Or let's say where you have listened this term in your life. Model. When I say model, what comes in your mind? The fashion models. Okay. Let's say, can you tell me the names of them? The models that we have that walk on the ramp, they wear beautiful dresses, they show us what fashion it is, what design going on. Let's say what is the latest summer collection, what is the winter collection, how we are supposed to dress us, right? So what do models basically tells us? That models are the representation of something, right? That how we should be representing. When we look at them, they are examples for us, they are representations for us, right? Okay, so the first term we can say that it is fashion models, right? Which come in your mind. Okay, great. Where else you have listened this term? Models. Another term can be role models, right? Okay, excellent. Role model. So who are role models? Okay, tell me who is your role model. Let's listen to this one by one. Okay, let's start with Vase. You tell me, who is your role model? Role model is basically a person to whom we want to follow, whose practices, whose steps we want to follow in our life, and we want to become like him, right? Let's say if I told you, you ask me that who is your role model, so I told you that my mother is my role model, right? Now what does it mean by that? That my mother is, she's a very graceful lady, and she's very hardworking as well. She do all of the stuff, whatever she do, whatever the duties she has, she perform them very well. And she's a very good listener, she's a very good mother she do. Like when I say she is my role model, this means that I love all of the activities, all of the doings what she do, right? And that is why I want to become like her. That is why she is my role model. So when I wanted to do something in my life, I just look at her. So the way she do that thing, I follow the same procedure, right? Similarly, some of you have the role models. Let's say the boys usually have role models. Let's say any famous personality you can call, as any famous poet can be your personality, any actor can be your famous, it can be your role model. Let's say if somebody of you say that Humayun Saeed is my role model, I want to become like him, right? So this means that you love the way he walk, you love the way he talks, you love the way he walk, you love the way he dress, right? So you consider him as your role model. Now this means that you want to adopt the way he do particular things in your life, right? That is why you consider him as your role model. Now I'm going to share the screen with you and I'll show you the picture, and you are supposed to identify the person. Okay, just let me share the screen. Okay, you can identify him. Who is he? He is our great leader Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, right? Now, if we, why I have shared this picture, sorry, because Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah is our role model, right? He is the greatest leader of Pakistan. He has done a lot for this country. We cannot count that. The place in which we are living today, the country, this land that we have now, in which we are living freely, we have the freedom to do everything. We can live our life with by following our religion. We can do our practices. There is no restriction on anyone. So this free life, this homeland which is given to us, is because of him, because of his efforts, because of his services, because of his hard work. So that is why, for most of the Pakistani, or for all of the Pakistanis, for the youth, for us, Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah is a role model. Now, when I say the word model, this means that he is representation of all of the good things, right? Whatever the good things he has done, we want to do the same things. We want to become the hard worker like he was. We want to do something good for this country like he did. We want to, somebody want to dress up like him because he looks very smart. He always dresses very well. He has this unique style, a unique cap which he wears, a very decent dressing. So if somebody wants to follow him, consider him as a role model, he might be dressed like him as well, right? So he is our role model. Now the word model where we have listen is, you have tell me that you have listened to this word with fashion models, right? And then you have tell me about the role model. Any other thing which is linked to this word which comes in your mind when I'm using this word, any other thing which comes in your mind? Think about it. No? Okay, fine. Great. No issue. Look at this. What is this? It's a mini car, a toy car, right? So, does it represent something? Is it the copy of something, representation of something? Think about it. It looks like something, right? Looks like what? The cars that we have on the roads, right? The cars are similar. They are similar in shape, they are similar in the design. Some cars are similar, they have these colors, but the only difference is that they are big, but this one is small, right? So this is basically a car model, right? Similarly, let's say, other than car, if you talk about other toys, like we have the in the toys you have, for the girls they have this kitchen set which in which there are small pots, small spoons, right, with which they cook. So they are basically models of sorry, they are the models of kitchen set that your mothers use in the kitchen, right? Your mother used the similar set in the kitchen, but the things which you have in the toys, they are the models of that. What is the difference? That the toys are small and the things that your mother uses, they are big, but they can do the similar function, right? Now, what I'm saying is, or what I'm telling you, that the topic that models are small, in this we are supposed to learn that what is the difference between a model and the real thing, and why models are made, what is the purpose of them. So models are basically made to represent something. Now this model, this is a toy model, right? Okay, let me write this over here. Toy models, as I told you that. Then there are some doll houses. How many of you have seen doll house? Okay, doll house is again a representation of a house in which you have the, two-story house, you have the bedroom, you have the kitchen, you have a dressing room, you have the dining room, everything, right? So it is basically the representation of a of your house or any other house, right? So it tells you that how a house looks like, or what are the things included in a house, right? So models are the representations of something, and they basically tells us about that thing, that how do that thing look like, what are the function of it. The only difference between a model and real thing is that it is small and the real thing is big, right? Now, if we make a definition of model, we can say that a model is representation of something else, right? There are many different kinds of models, and models are not exactly the real thing, but they are good enough for representing some aspect of real thing. Let's say, now what does this mean when I say that they're not exactly like the real things? If you look at this car, the big car, or the normal cars that we have in which we travel, maybe the tires does not look like this. The inner of this car, because the inner is not shown, the doors cannot open, so there is no steering wheel. Now we cannot sit in this, right? It cannot move by its own. So it does not exactly look like that, but yes, it do represents. But when you look at this, you can call it as it's a car, so this means that it is representing that. When you look at something and you can identify it, this means that it is a good model, right? Now tell me, how many of you have seen the science models, or how many of you have made any model in your previous grades? How many of you have learned about the science models? What do we basically do in that science models? In the science models, we basically learn about, and see, there are so many processes going on around us in this earth, right? Where we live. Let's say water cycle, let's say the solar system, how do the earth move, how do the sun work, right? Then we have the solar irrigation, then we have the plantation system, right? Then we have, if we talk about our body, how the kidneys function, how the liver function, how the heart functions, right? So all of these things are the processes. We have so many processes going on in our body. This is all natural. Allah has made these processes, right? But students do made representations, models of that how do these things function, to learn about it and to show other people that how do these things work, right? Now I'm going to share the screen with you, and I'll be showing you a few models and we will discuss. Okay, look at this. It's a very beautiful model made by a student. And what is it representing? It's a water dam model. Okay, now it's very small, but what is it? It's a dam. If we talk about a reality, do dams look this much smaller? No, they are not. They are very big, right? So the dams are very big, but this model is very small. And why do we calling it as a water dam model? Because it is representing, when you look at this, automatically dam comes in your mind because it looks similar to that. The only difference is that it is small. Now see, if we talk about the dam, this is water area, this is a slope, If some of you have visited the Tarbela Dam or any other dam in Pakistan, we have dams. So if you have any of you have visited it, so you have seen that there is this sloping area from where water comes. Now this is a small bridge which is being built over it, and then we have water over here. Now this, what does these dams do? They are stopping this water, blocking this from going over there. What do dams do? Basically they control the flow of water, right? So this model is very well representing the whole function of it. Now if any one of you have seen the dam in reality, and when you, now when I have shared this picture with you, if water dam would not be written over here, you will just click this, you will get to know that this is the water dam picture, right? So the models are the representation of something. Now if we talk about the real dams, when they told you while telling you the definition of it that they are not exactly like real thing, so this means that when you look at this, now the dams would not be this much small, maybe there would not be greenery around the dams, but he has at least tried to make it similar to that, and it is doing that function of representation. Got it? Now let's look at the next model. Are you guys enjoying this? Is it interesting topic? Wonderful. Now look at this. What is this? It's food chain model. Now what is food chain? If we talk about there, how many of you have learned this topic before? How many of you know about it? Excellent. Food chain is basically that in our on the earth we have this food chain that one thing eats up the next, then the next one eats up the first, then the third, fourth, and so on. In this manner everybody is having a food and the food chain is going on and on. There is this cycle, right? Let's say if we talk about this, the sun gives energy to the grass, to the flowers, right? Then the flowers and the grass is eaten by grasshopper. The grasshopper becomes the food for the frogs. Then the frogs are being eaten by the python. And then the python is killed or eaten by the eagle. Then there would be something that would eat an eagle. Then that thing would be eaten by something else. And in this manner, the food chain goes on. Okay, you have listened this that Allah has definitely a control over this everything, and he is providing food to everything, even the small insect who lives in the rock, right? So this food chain basically tells us that how this whole process is going on. If let's say someday you are just sitting and you are thinking, what would be the food for the frogs? Is there any feed? Do they eat any snacks? Do they eat any rice? What do they eat basically? Right? You just wanted to know randomly, you want to know, oh, what is the food of grasshoppers? What do they eat? So now this food chain model basically tells us that what is going on around us in the earth, what is the food chain model, what is the food of everything. So we come to know that grasshoppers eat grass, then they are eaten by the frogs. So this means that frogs live on the small insects, right? Then the frog has been eaten by the python. Then we can say that python eats small animals. Then python is eaten by eagle because it's a dangerous animal. So nobody, not every animal can kill it. So an eagle have because a sharp long beak, so he can easily kill, right? So this is a food chain model. Now, now these things which are being drawn over here or pasted over here, the python, frog, grasshopper, these are not real. These are the models of them. These are representations. And why we are calling it as model? Because when you look at this particular greenish thing, the real frog come in your mind. This means that this is a good model. This is representing what you want to learn. Or the person who has made this model, he has achieved his goal, right? Okay, let's look at the next model that we have. Okay, this is very interesting again. This is a rubber model. A rubber. Yeah, okay, okay. You tell me, you guys tell me, what is this? It looks like a helicopter. Very good. Okay. And this is a rubber helicopter basically. A child has tried to make it, and it do fly as well a little bit. Now, why do we calling it as a model? Because when you have just look at it, the helicopter or the plane, it automatically comes in your mind. Now, the real plane, if we talk about the real plane, it does not exactly look like this. It has a lot of machinery in it, a lot of heavy machinery. It's very big in size. But why do we calling it as a model? Because it's very small, but it is representing that plane. When we look at this, we get to know that it looks like a plane and it is the model of a plane, right? So now, can you understand the definition of model exactly? That models are the representation of something else, right? And they do not exactly look like that particular thing. There are some differences as well, but they have a proper function. And when we look at something and we came to know that this is representing a particular thing, this means that this is a good model, right? Let's say when we look at this car, we can identify it as a car. This means that it's a good toy model, right? So the topic is that models are small. Why they are small? Because we cannot make that much. Now if somebody wants to make a toy, the toys can be this much small because the children want to play with it, right? We cannot make the big cars, the real cars, and the children would not be able to play with that. So models are the representations of that thing. And when we talk about the toys, now what is the function of these toys? What is the function of these models? When the children play with these things, they come to know about particular things, that these things when they will found, let's say there is this small child who play with this car, right? Now when he will go outside and he will see cars on the road, he can easily identify, oh, this is a car. Now he has not seen that car before in the real life, but he has seen the model of it. So through the model he can identify the real thing as well. Similarly, like I have shown you the model of a dam, right? But you have not seen the dam in real life before. Now let's say your father take you to any dam, let's say the Bera Dam or any other dam. So you can easily identify, oh, it's a dam. Our teacher shows us a model which looks like that, right? Similarly, I showed you the water cycle, let's say. So when you will visit a place where there are turbines and the whole process is going on, you can easily identify, okay, this is the process which our teacher has shown us, right? So in this manner, we can easily identify the things, and models basically tells us about the real things. They represents about the real things, and with the help of that we can easily come to know that what are different things, what are different processes, how do they keep on going in the real life. So models are very important. Now if we talk about the importance of this topic, so why studying model is important? Because models basically tells us, it helps us identify particular things which are being going on in our society around us. When we look at for particular thing, like I have told you, that when a child play with different toys, different toy models, then after playing with that he can easily identify those things in the real life as well. If we talk about cars, if we talk about tractors, if we talk about other accessories, like I have told you about the kitchen set or doll house, the boys have the dragons, they have different animal toys, right? So you can easily identify, or why these toys are made. The purpose is also that to in order to introduce the kid with those things, in order to make him learn that these things exist. So when he will learn about those toys in real life, when he will identify or come across that, he can easily identify that as well. Got it? So was it interesting? Do you guys enjoyed it? Wonderful. Now what is your home assignment? That you will be searching for the different models, like the science models that I have shown you. You will search for them, and inshallah in the upcoming weekend I'll give you a home assignment. You will be supposed to make a model, a mini model for something, right? So do search for the ideas and share it with me, that what model you want to make. Okay, So that was all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the lecture. Do share this video with others because it's free learning. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Allah Hafiz.